This exciting installment of Michael crashes into rocks and explodes.
And we don't have COVID.
And we also do not have COVID.
Yay!
Just wait a minute. Stephen Allen will be right in the door. Followed shortly, hopefully, by Omar and John, and all the usual.
We'll have to see. It's earlier.
The usual suspects.
It's earlier than usual.
It's true. It's true. They might be doing stuff, but yeah, we'll stick on until we've seen. Until we've seen the lot.
Until someone has shown up.
There you go. At some point, we should actually put some proper content on this channel.
Proper content.
As in, like, weren't we going to do some podcasts? And like,
True.
We do still have commentaries that were never released.
We do. I do still have the
Yay
file for those.
Omar.
Hello.
Omar is here. As you will have seen by the title of the stream, Omar, we are negative for COVID.
Yay!
As suspected, which is great.
As suspected, but very much glad to confirm.
Yes, we are very glad to be able to inform you officially that we are negative for the coves. For the Rona.
The coves.
The coves.
Oh, God. We make...
Thanks, John.
Hello.
Congratulations are in order. We are...
Some of the weirdest
negative.
congratulations, but yes, they are. Yes.
We are indeed COVID-free.
Yes.
Which makes things a lot simpler for the next couple of weeks.
Oh God, does it ever.
Yeah.
Oh God, does it ever.
Do I have any processor, that stuff? No, I don't have any. That's the one thing I don't have any of. That's the one thing I need. The processor.
Well, I guess you just don't have what you need.
You can always get what you want.
Why?
I like that song.
I suppose I don't dislike it.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I think it's just over. I've just overheard it.
It is, yeah.
I don't
Right,
think
now,
anything
can I...
inherently wrong with it.
Power unit activate. Ooh. Hallelujah, indeed.
Indeed.
Which is exactly what I think whenever I see Stephen Allen turn up in the chat. It's hallelujah. Where's the next thing? Oh, we have stuff here. Ooh.
Which means I can just Animal Crossing and packing.
Where's the next one? I don't see it.
You don't get to know.
Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Ah! Alright, so now I know where they all are. Stephen likes my song. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, Jesus.
Why must you all encourage?
Ow. Oh, Jesus. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to let it go to nothing. Plan my route. Figure out... Okay, so... I should start there. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. All the way through. Oh, I might have to have a little battle first.
Small little battle. Shooty shoot.
Hallelujah, one of the only two words that mean the same thing in every language. The other one is Coca-Cola.
Thank you.
Happy you're able to go over to see the family over this Christmas then, Annalise.
Yes, indeed. I'm very pleased. I leave on Monday.
She does. And I'm gonna spend Christmas with the fam.
Indeed.
In Liverpool.
Cute.
Thank you, Omar. Yes, we're very, very glad about that too. It's... I mean, I sort of suspected since we didn't have any symptoms.
I mean, I wasn't worried about our health because we clearly were asymptomatic.
Oh, Jesus.
It was just, is there a possibility that we were a carrier? In which case,
Right.
definitely a no-go for...
Oh, thank goodness. Right, I damaged my ship quite badly doing that.
Shouldn't do that.
But, the upshot is... Oh, I could have actually used this. And not used my nanobots. Oh well. But they might have some materials I can use. Energy core overcharge temporarily grants unlimited energy. Increases your ship's armor. Oh, I think I'll have that. That's pretty good. Oddly enough, the Soviets were big fans of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
I think it was Khrushchev that had to disguise the fact that he drank a Coke. Good grief. That's very funny. Now, can I get any... Thank God I can get some processor. Right. That means I can also repair my secondary weapons and then get the hell out of here!
Very good, very good.
Omar is multitasking. Now, that's the question. Can we guess what Omar is also doing? Is he eating? Is he eating his dinner at the same time as watching us?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Or is
with
he
eating.
watching a different show at the same time? Which would be very confusing.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hope eating, because trying to watch another show while listening to us ramble sounds nearly impossible.
He's trying to appease the cat. Good guess. Yeah, so has anybody seen those amazing adverts with Gorbachev going to get Pizza Hut?
Oh my god, if you haven't.
It's a Gorbachev! It's so good.
It's something.
I mean, that was a... Oh, Facebooking, I see. He's doing Facebooking.
Okay, alright.
That was so funny. Apparently in the later years of the Soviet Union, that was a great disappointment for many hardcore Bolsheviks, is they were very disappointed by how easily so many young Soviets were sort of taken in by, like, Beverly Hills Cop and things. They all wanted to, I want to go see American movie, yes.
Oh my god.
Was Gorby a Bolshevik? Oh, I don't actually know. The Bolsheviks were earlier, weren't they? Or did they morph into... Oh my! John was arguing with Mugtoes. Mugtoes. Now, do you know what a Mugto is?
I don't know that I want to.
This is one of those, This is one of those old... It's kind of the precursor to incel, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it stands for men going their own way. And what that means is it's a generally kind of misanthropic, misogynist idea where they've just kind of given up on women entirely.
Oh, good.
Because they just think women are just, selfish or something. Yeah, the Bolsheviks were World War One. I think the Bolsheviks were... So the Civil War and Lenin and that kind of era, but by the time post-Stalin, Khrushchev and later, I think that's just communist by that point. I really should know more about it. It is actually one of my favourite periods of history. I love reading about Russia. I was always fascinated by it. Because it's just such a bizarre thing that, there was this attempt to make a completely different kind of world in Russia, and they tried it for like 70 years. Held it together with force at certain points, but that's what they were doing. Ooh! Right, let's cloak. Fun fact, in Albania, the biggest foreign star was Norman Wisdom.
What?
Honestly, he was a huge movie idol. Interesting. So yeah, Mugtoes. What were you arguing with Mugtoes about? Oh, okay. With the Mugtoes, I was pointing out that for men that seem to want to do nothing, seem to want nothing to do with women, they seem to spend damn near all their time focusing on it. Yeah. Let's see what the rest of the comment was. I'm assuming that's what the end of that was.
The rest of the comment, though.
That's so funny. Yes, I mean that. There's a a hint of the methinks he doth protest too
Talking
much.
says thinking about them, yeah.
Right. There is an aspect of kind of obsession, unhealthy obsession there, I think. Oh no, I'm a marauder. I don't like the marauders. I find them very hard to defeat, actually. Right, what can I do to help me? Oh, I've got some damage boosters. That's actually a good idea. I'll do a damage boost. Ooh. Ooh, I changed my HUD. Oh, God. No, 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 no! How's it going? Yeah. Right. Oh, good grief. Alright. Bloody women! They go out there being women!
I couldn't
Not that I care, but bloody women!
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. You women with your being human and existing.
I know, right? The nerve.
Gosh. You don't spare a thought for us men, do you?
Oh, don't worry. We spare plenty of thoughts for you.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
A rather vile YouTuber called Better Bachelor. Pick any video. They're all vile. I think I may have gotten through to one. Okay. That's good. Omar thinks he needs a new laptop. Oh dear. Is it getting a bit stressed out by all your multitasking?
I'm sorry for stressing out your laptop. We
Yeah.
are very stressful.
I'm very demanding, as you know, Annalise. This is quite a difficult. Oh.
Forgive me. What's Mazinger Z?
Matzinger Z. Oh, I don't know. Might look that up quickly. Hang on. Mazinger. It's creaking. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna kill his laptop. Oh, okay. It's this. It's this robot man.
Okay.
There's a big statue of Mazinger Z.
Love it.
I mean, some people are just really into that, I guess. Right, I'm just gonna cloak and hide. That's the nice thing with this game. You can just kind of hide. Just pick them off from a distance. There we go. Aye, aye, aye. Okay. Time to get some power-ups. Try not to get got by the mines. Oh, not again. No, again. Why can't you leave me alone? Ooh, Omar says, Michael, do I like RoboCop?
Have you ever seen RoboCop?
I have. My brother and I watched it at one point. It's never... I have to say Terminator was more my thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a teenager. My dad put on Terminator for me. And that was like a big thing. It was like, Michael, you've got to watch this. You're old enough now. I think I was about 15. Like, guys, we've got to watch Terminator. The Terminator's the thing we need to watch. I think RoboCop was definitely too violent for me at that point. I think the amount of violence in it I would have found quite bothersome. However, when I watched it, let's say, I think this would have been about 2014, 15, something like that. I watched it with my brother, and I think I appreciated it more at that age because of all the satirical element of it, and the fact that it's making, it's kind of having a big tilt at American corporate culture and things like that.
Makes sense.
Hey, I took it out in one shot. Nice. So yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I respect the first one a lot as a film. It's definitely a brilliant film. I haven't honestly watched the others. I haven't watched the second or the third. But yeah, they're good. Fun fact, RoboCop is 2 weeks older than me, Omar says. Interesting. Now, actually, that's a good question. What's the movie that's exactly my age?
Mine is Forrest Gump.
Yes, Forrest Gump is you. Movies that came out. Now let's see if I can, because Batman '89 obviously is 1989, so it was right after I was born.
Yeah, so you're too late.
November 1988. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Wow, quite a lot of good ones, guys. They Live by John Carpenter. Die Hard.
Oh God.
Came out in 1988.
Wait, the year up? Are we doing not just the year?
I think I typed in 1988 11 and it sorts it by.
Alright. Well, that's the month though. How close can you get to the day?
Well, yeah. I think we're going month of.
Here, you keep playing. I'll look it up.
Midnight Run. The Deadpool. Red Heat with Schwarzenegger. Bloodsport. Rambo 3. The Naked
These
Gun.
These all come out on the day.
No, not of the day of, but they came in. Taffin! I think that's the best one. Taffin.
Oh my God, Taffin.
You know what that one's got on it? The bit where Pierce Brosnan goes, "What's going on in this house, in this town, is none of your business. As long as I'm living here, it is." Well, maybe you shouldn't be living here! the most amazing... Yeah.
John says, as a kid, my mother let me start to watch RoboCop. The violence did not bother her, but turned it off when someone said, "Motherfucker," saying, "This filth is over."
Wow.
Oh, God.
Amazing, but you see someone get mulched by Ed 209. Not seen Taffin. Taffin is... I think that's kind of a cheesy action flick. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that was fun.
That didn't last long.
Nope. It's getting a bit hard, actually. I wouldn't mind. A little bit easier. Right. Gonna spend some money on some perks, actually, that'd be good. Might as well upgrade that. There we go. Can't get that yet, but I can improve the jump charge time. Okay. I have seen Nomads. Oh yeah. That's another Pierce Brosnan, I think. Find anything?
Well, the thing is, you were born on a Tuesday.
Almost says Pierce is bollock naked.
Oh my God.
I don't know why there's just something so funny about the phrase bollock naked. That really makes me laugh.
You were born on Tuesday.
I was.
So films don't tend to come out on Tuesday.
I'm a Tuesday boy.
You are Tuesday.
Which is funny because Tuesday's not my favourite day.
Steven says, I love the Russians for Red Heat. They call it cranberry films, where it's so cheesy to them that it's Adam West Batman to them. Love it.
I need to stop crashing into baddies.
I'd recommend just not crashing into things in general. I could eat my ice cream before it
You
completely
should.
melts. I like to let the ice cream melt a little bit though, so I can fix that tissue there.
Oh my. We're doing this thing again where the first sector is ridiculously hard for some reason. Oosh.
Fine, I have my ice cream. Ouch! Shush, I'm in front of the screen for half a second.
During a very complicated fight.
If a half a second
Oh,
loses
yeah.
it for you, you were screwed anyway.
Oh well, thank you.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel a lot better.
I'm glad. I'm here to help.
It was one of the biggest bootleg movies in the late 80s in Soviet Russia. Ah. Yeah. Thing is, by 1988, they basically, like, Soviet Russia was already falling apart. Like, there was no money anymore. It was all, you know, they were running out of oil and things. Because there was the amazing. I do quite like watching videos on sort of failed projects of the Soviet Union, like those crazy planes that they'd built, like the hydroplane ones, which kind of skim over the surface of the water using the ground effect. Which I didn't know much about this, but there's a type of plane that can skim over ground because there's a repulsive force. If you you can have a much smaller wing surface and hover above the ground, but not very high, and also it can carry much larger loads.
Cool.
So you can essentially have a hovercraft that is really large, and the other thing is it can fly under sonar. So Khrushchev and Brezhnev kind of period, they were trying to develop this kind of plane that could fly, but the problem is it couldn't fly in open water. It could really
yeah, we watched a video on this, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a video on that. It could really only fly in, reduced, in very, very good conditions, and in inland seas and lakes and things. I think they flew it around in the Caspian and things like that. 90s X-Men was my... Oh, sorry, I missed that comment.
Here's 90s morning cartoon show.
Oh, yeah, 90s X-Men. Yeah, nice.
I was a Teen Titans kid.
Annalise liked Teen Titans. I can't remember what was my cartoon. Airwolf, Knight Rider, nice. Yeah, I used to watch both of those.
If you want to see fun-filled projects, check out Bunkers of Albania.
Oh, wow.
More than
20,000 of them to repel invasions.
200,000 of them. The zero got moved over.
200,000 of them. Amazing. Yeah, so the Soviets had some mad projects. I quite like the Buran, the space shuttle. The Soviet space shuttle.
Use them as sheds, saunas, and Airbnbs.
That's quite fun. Stay in a bunker. I do like the planet surfaces in this. I think they're quite nicely done.
Ooh, very nice.
And one thing that they do right in this game is that the planets do actually look massive.
Yeah.
So many times in games, the surface of a planet, it doesn't look big enough. The planets as objects are always way too small. Like, it's the same in that old game Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Legacy I used to play, where the planets were like the size of a little asteroid basically, and they were rotating way too fast. Just everyone down on the surface is like, ah! It's so windy.
The one in the Voyager theme.
Yeah, well, somebody's figured out exactly. Okay, so you guys know the opening of Star Trek Voyager, right?
Of course.
The bit where Robert Picardo's name comes up.
And they're flying over the rings of a
Yeah,
planet.
they're flying over the ice ring. That somebody's figured out, based on the size of Voyager's shadow, how large that moon would actually be, and it's smaller than any of the bodies in the solar system. It's like smaller than Phobos on Mars.
It's small enough that gravitationally it could not have rings.
Yeah, it's ridiculously small, but it's done for visual effect.
Well, yes.
I'm guessing Frontier Elite 2 is out of date then. I'm not sure I understand that reference to it, yeah.
I'm not sure I know Frontier Elite.
That's a game, I don't know what. Yeah. I'm not up on my video games as well.
We're not up on things. I mean,
it is the Delta Quadrant.
Delta Quadrant. I feel like they have the same gravity.
Yeah, they don't have different physics in Delta
who
Quadrant.
knows? But I'm assuming they don't.
I mean, that's sort of the promise of Voyager, was that they were going to have, more and more exotic, weird aliens.
Well, that's why I liked in Babylon 5 that they had the weird aliens deck, basically, with all the different environments.
Oh, right.
Like, that made sense.
That was only in one bit. They never mentioned that again, really.
Well, we see it a couple of times, because they made the Mantis animatronic, and they're like, we're using this.
Oh, yeah.
You go in there at least 4 times.
The Delta Quadrant had a big old hole to species 4279. 8472, actually. Species 8472.
You did the thing.
I did. And it is... Now, I don't know the species numbers of any other species, but they do... 7 does mention quite a lot of species names. Species, yes. Species 8471. Everyone's having to go at what the species name is.
I can say numbers too.
Shut up. Cruithne. Yes. Now that's a good deep cut. You know what Cruithne is? An asteroid that's in orbit of Earth.
Ah.
But it's too small to see, isn't it? I don't think we see it, or maybe it's geostationary in our daytime or something. It'd be very difficult to spot without a telescope. I wonder what the origin of Cruithne as a name. That sounds like Greek legend, although possibly also Welsh.
Secretly a lizard spaceship that contains the royal family.
Now, I wonder what kind of overlap there is between lizard spaceship that contains the royal family and men going their own way.
I'm gonna say pretty high.
Yeah.
Species 8472.
It's like Simon Lane from the Icecast.
Chakotay! Chakotay!
That's how she says Chakotay.
It is.
Ah, Cruithne is an Irish king.
Nice.
Celtic civilization history degree for the win. Nice.
Very good, very good.
That was a really good Janeway.
I know, right?
Chakotay!
That's a pretend. That's obviously a silly one.
And thinking. Get off my bridge.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good
I like Get Off My Bridge.
In the blink of an eye.
She says things like that.
Yeah, the coffee.
There's coffee in that nebula.
There we go. One of my favorites.
She does just have a very strange voice. Like my mum used to think, like, what's wrong with her?
I like her I like her voice. Sounds like a bird.
Omar Zambon, when I googled it, it said it was an asteroid. I mean, I think it is an asteroid. It's just in orbit of Earth, so it's technically a moon. Because you can have an asteroid that's it doesn't have to be spherical. Because
I think there's a lot of debate on that topic.
for example, well, like Phobos and Deimos are not rounded.
Wasn't this a question on 7 out of 10 cats?
Something like that, or maybe QI, or one of those shows. Yeah. Phobos and Deimos are not rounded. They kind of look like this. They're all lumpy.
Mm-hmm.
But they're quite comparatively small. I used to know a lot of my moons in the solar system. Niobe is one of them, or is that? Which is the one? Neptune has several. Because there's, yeah. Kate Mulgrew is back in Prodigy. That's right.
I'm
yes.
glad she's doing more.
Actually, when we were at the
London Con.
Destination Star Trek London,
Yes.
she was there promoting it and doing kind of talks about it and stuff. I haven't watched it, so I don't exactly know how they've shoehorned her in. But apparently the USS Protostar, which is the ship in that show, it kind of has a Voyager-esque look. It's kind of arrowhead shape and it's kind of sleek. Looks a little retro. It's got quite a cool. It's got quite a cool look actually. I quite like it. I might get the Eagle Moss model when it comes out.
That'd be fun.
but they've done she's a hologram. So somewhere in like the late season 7, somebody's they've gone back and kind of shoehorned this into the canon because they mention that Starfleet are sending 2 deep space ships to rendezvous with Voyager, and they're hoping to reach them in about 2 years. And apparently one of those is supposed to be the Protostar, but it doesn't make it all the way. They find it crashed. It's lost. And on board is a program by Janeway. So supposedly at some point, Janeway found the ship, left a training hologram on board of herself, and that's how she's in the show. I mean, I have to say, what I've seen of it looks visually absolutely gorgeous, and it's another reason that I think, it's a kids show. It's another reason I think probably animated is the way to go for Star Trek.
I'm still gonna at least watch the first few episodes of it.
Just because it's nice to have Janeway back in some form. It looks cute. It looks cute.
At this point in time, I have more faith in animated shows than I do in live action.
Well, I had this thought, which is that, because of the necessary budget to profit ratio in big budget live action shows, that's kind of why they are often bad.
Oh yeah,
at least for sci-fi.
They have to appeal to the widest audience.
Right. Whereas there's a little bit like that's why Lower Decks is good, because they can afford to do.
They don't have to appeal to quite the same numbers.
Stephen Allen. Oh, I was worried Annalise was going to have faith in something else.
What?
I need my Omar. I know what you mean, man. I'm with you. I need my faith to be restored in Star Trek as well. Yeah, it's rough. I did not like Picard. I didn't even really watch much of Picard. I saw the first episode and thought that was it. I'm not watching the rest of it. I do like Lower Decks though, and I think what we should do over Christmas is we should watch Lower Decks season 2.
Yes.
That should be our Christmas viewing.
I agree.
Because it'll just be nice to catch up with that and get that done. Less said about Discovery, the better, really.
Agreed.
I feel like I've made my thoughts clear.
I think our feelings on the topic are pretty clear.
I've made my thoughts fairly clear about Discovery, it's a tale told by an idiot. Sound and fury signifying nothing. Yes, Omar says he likes Picard only because of 7 of 9. Yeah, it's nice to see her back in stuff. I just kind of wish they didn't do that thing where she's kind of... Oh, God damn it.
Well done.
I'm getting a drink. Entertain the boys and girls for a moment, will you?
Sure, I'll mess up your game.
Please do.
Back to the hangar we go.
Omar has a big crush on 7 of 9.
I mean, as did many, many people. How could you not?
Oh, she's wonderful. But she's a really good character.
Yes, well, thankfully. I don't actually know how to do anything on this other than whir around the shit.
Alright.
I have no idea how the controls for this game work. This is the extent of my abilities with this game. Careful!
I'm fine.
You almost fell flat on the floor.
It's all good.
There you go.
It's all good. Jerry Ryan is working more closely with the writers of the series for the second season. It has to be those writers. I wouldn't mind if it was better writing. Okay, they want to do something slightly different. Omar, yes. Jerry Ryan had an infamous ex-husband. He was a senator, wasn't he?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes, there was some weird stuff. Without going into too much detail, he took her to some adult clubs,
Okay.
and there was some kind of weird stuff going on
Okay.
that he did not really tell her about. He sort of expected her to get into it, and she was not into it. It's a consent problem essentially.
Yes.
It's a basically you just took me to this expecting me to go along with it. Like, what is wrong with you?
Well, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, twice she had to be given oxygen, actually.
Oof. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it was so skin tight. You can kind of tell how often they change her outfit in the first couple of seasons when she's on. Like season 4-ish. You know, at first she's got that kind of silver lame get up. And then there's this. Oh god, Omar's talking about all the villains. How about Decker? Steven, what's his name? Steven something.
No. Gosh.
Well, he essentially... I don't think he's been convicted of anything, but he is essentially, admitted to being a pedophile.
Oh, God.
It's bad.
Oh, God.
It's bad. Come on, blow up. There you go. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, no franchise is, any franchise as big as Star Trek has had some very good people work for it and a few awful people.
Yes.
Jake Cutter from Tales of Golden Monkey. Yeah. Yeah, 7 of 9 was a great character. I can understand why. Now, if they... Oh, God, can you imagine if they cast, Tara Reid or something, or, I don't know... I don't know who else they auditioned for her part, but it was it could have gone very badly. Let's just put it that way. There was no guarantee they were going to get one of the most interesting characters arguably since Data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should have just been in a Starfleet uniform.
I think she looked really good in that one episode, Relativity, where she's time traveling and going back to the first days of Voyager. It's sad about Nichelle Nichols. What's happened to Nichelle Nichols? Is she alright? But yeah, the one episode where she's in a blue uniform looks fine. They just decided, I think the doctor's doing... Oh, she's got dementia. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, she is getting up there, she's fairly old now. But she's a queen. She's absolutely wonderful. And she's got such grace and elegance as well.
Yeah.
She's just one of those people that I can imagine just being totally starstruck if I ever met her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you are just a living legend. And anytime I've seen her in public talking about Star Trek, talking about her role in it, she just has this amazing kind of gravitas that is fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in a conservatorship, I see. Yeah, Seven turned into a really good character. I mean, all that stuff they did with her, something going wrong with her implants. I quite like those plots.
Yeah.
Like the Borg implants start malfunctioning, and she starts reliving the memories of other Borgs that have been assimilated into her. Like, that's kind of an acting tour de force where she's, for 1 second she's a Ferengi.
Oh yeah.
Then she's a scared little girl. Then she's a Klingon and throwing people around. She's throwing
God, I
B'Elanna
remember
around the
that.
ship. It's like, gee.
This was an acting school assignment.
Well, you couldn't give that to many other actors.
Oh no.
It's Jerry Ryan's got serious chops that she can
It was
she can just
incredible.
do
So
that.
So believable.
It's brilliant. And the thing is, you know exactly what species she's doing. You know, as soon as she goes down into that crouch and she's like, "Oh, very nice ship you got here. Is that a Galaxy class?" It's like, "Yep, Ferengi, got it." Must be exhausting, though. Can you imagine shooting that? And she probably had to do that like 8 times a day.
Yeah.
You know, she probably had to do a lot of that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually a full fan of 7 of 9, and not just for the obvious reasons.
More credits.
I still stand by the fact that Jerry Ryan got to fight The Rock and win.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
A direct monetary reward for your
That was that sort of odd that odd period in Star Trek where it was like Iggy Pop was a Vorta for some reason. They had all these kind of celebrity cameos for a while. Oh dear, I shouldn't have done that. Right, I'm in trouble now. I think I might have to run. Shouldn't have done that. Mick Fleetwood was a fish alien, yeah. Well, he was a big Star Trek fan. So in what's that movie called? Running Man. In Running Man, he's kind of the leader of the Resistance. And somebody under his command doesn't know who Spock was. He's like, "Who's Spock?" And he just gives him this stink look. He's like, just turns around and looks at him.
Spock.
What is wrong with you? You never watched Star Trek. What's the matter with you? Oh, Jesus. Here we go. This is getting hairy again. Just like the episode with all the swarm fighters on Voyager. Who was the space terrorist in one of the worst Lwaxana Troy episodes? Oh, you mean that early season 1 Deep Space Nine one, where her and Odo gets trapped in the lift?
Oh god.
I am just a walking Star Trek encyclopedia at this point. Oh, yeah, Tom Morello was in Voyager. The King Abdullah of Jordan is briefly, like, we watched the episode.
Oh yeah, he like walks by.
He's just talking to Harry Kim and not saying anything. He's just like, "Okay, bye." If the, it would make way more sense for random cameos to turn up on Deep Space Nine and not on Voyager, because it's like, where are these people coming from? Where are they getting? Why is this one guy? Does he spend all of his time on Deck 16 of Voyager?
We just never see him because he's always hiding. Sure.
Yeah. I can't remember which episode Tom Morello's in, but I have spotted him. Now, can I get round this? There we are. Now, I mean, was Jerry Ryan known before Voyager? Or was she kind of brought on to?
I thought she was.
That was her kind of breakout. I mean, I know she was like a model before that, but I don't know if she was on a TV show or something and was known for. Because I only know her as 7 of 9. She does do a nice stint on Boston Legal,
Oh, okay.
which was made much later. There's an two-parter episode where she plays a movie star actually, who's being harassed by paparazzi, and that's the that's kind of the plot of that one. That's a legal show, sort of debating in court whether or not the paparazzi have the right to invade her privacy, etc., etc. It was interesting. It was a good one. I think she had been in TV and movies, not really known though. Yeah, so definitely Voyager was like a big deal for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know exactly how well known, because she does conventions and stuff, but she's not like a very regular Star Trek convention person. And it sounds a little like she had a bit of a mixed experience on Voyager because of various things.
Yes, well, because Mommy and Daddy were fighting.
Well, yeah. I think I've said this before, but yes, I can kind of understand why Kate Mulgrew
Yeah, me too.
felt betrayed by them just going, oh, we're just going to turn this into Baywatch in space now. I think the word she used for 7, which I quite like, was vavavoom,
I mean,
which is pretty great.
not wrong. I mean, that's the thing is, even if that's not what Kate Mulgrew thought, that is why she was brought onto the show. She did much more with that. She's a brilliant actress. Who really
she's wonderful.
brought the character, made her into a great character. But that's, I don't think, was the writer's intent when they brought her on.
That certainly doesn't seem like it was a priority, but at least they actually gave her stuff to do as well.
Yeah.
Like, and by the end of the show, it really kind of became... They clearly knew who their favourite actors were.
Yeah.
And it just became the 7 Doctor and Captain Janeway show. Oh, no. No, this is bad. This is bad. Michael doesn't like it! Michael, I don't like it. I think the 3 biggest stars in Star Trek were Scott Bakula, Avery Brooks, and LeVar Burton. They all had established careers. Oh, okay. Well, Avery Brooks he went to Oberlin College. I don't know if you know where that is. That's in Ohio, and it's the big drama and music school, because I believe he studied singing. He's actually like a really good singer, and he does it a couple of times in Voyager. Sorry, in Voyager, in Deep Space Nine. And Rob Picardo. Well, yeah, I mean he's in Gremlins 2. He's in bloody everything. And an actor Jeffrey Combs, who they never got as a series regular, but he was clearly kind of, I think he auditioned to be Riker at one point. Jeffrey Combs, but then he was famously Weyoun.
Okay.
Who's an amazing character. Where's this box? Oh, there it is. There we are, now box. Rob Picardo. Try watching The Howling after Voyager, where Picardo plays a serial killer. Oh, is that like the one where Rob Picardo, the Doctor goes evil in that one episode of season 3? That's really bad.
I feel like the Doctor went evil a few times.
What's that one that they all get trapped in the holodeck by Seska, right? They have a Seska program that turns on. They try to go to sickbay, but she's reprogrammed the Doctor to be really mean, so he's like, 30 milligrams of citric acid, here you go! Psst. Ah!
Oh,
so
God.
funny. Wesley Snipes as Geordie. I'm sorry, I can't see that. Wesley Snipes as Geordie. That could have been fun. The thing that's wonderful about, and the guys on Red Letter Media made a good point of this. The thing that's really great about LeVar Burton in Star Trek is that LeVar Burton is so naturally friendly.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on screen, he's just easygoing, friendly Geordie, and that's what's so wonderful about his character, is he's just such an inviting guy. Yeah, well, that's why I think he turned up as Tuvok later, is because they were like, well, we want this guy eventually, but we don't know if yet. I believe there was some thought about trying to hint that Geordie was gay.
Yes, there was.
Have you read about this?
We watched, it was in a video we watched together the other day.
Ah, right. Okay.
Which I think was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
Lord, aside from the fact that I think it just would have been a good character choice. Geordie certainly could have used a little bit more character interest.
Yeah.
Yes, shall we say?
I don't know. I kind of like that. I liked that he was kind of awkward and sort of, you know, he was sort of the awkward guy that finds it hard to date women, and that's nice enough to do.
Well, he certainly could have found it awkward to date Ben just fine.
Yeah, sure. I just feel like I don't know what the difficulties would have been at that point with whether that would have still gotten some pushback.
Yeah, well, probably.
I mean, it almost certainly would have done. And I don't think they had an openly gay character. I think Stamets was the first openly gay character in Star Trek. Stamets from Discovery.
Okay, alright.
Believe it or not, that's the first openly gay character. They've done it by analogy a bunch of times, but they never did it. The only time they've ever done it openly as in Stamets is dating the Doctor, Dr. Culber, who I like as well. I thought it was really stupid that they killed him and then brought him back to life. You know, it's just like, why did you kill him in the first place? Just for shock value.
Yeah, no.
And now he's just alive again.
Sure. Oh wait, he's alive again?
Yep.
Sorry, did you say that? How did I miss that? I remember it was really annoying when they killed him.
They find him in the mycelial network somewhere as like a weird ghost. I was sure when they found out, when they found somebody running around in there, I was sure it was going to be Jason Isaacs. I thought it was going to be Lorca. Geordie was meant to be openly gay. That never happened. Gay characters tend to be implied, thanks to Rick Berman. Yeah, well, I think Rick Berman just had too much fear over it. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to risk the show getting into any controversy.
Yeah.
And I think that's an awful lot of why these things took so long. It's not because anybody actually disagreed with it. It's that they just didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
But then once we'd had 20 years of watching shows like Glee and like Will and Grace and things, which normalized it more for people, now it's not such a big deal. Ooh.
Well, I mean, yeah, even in the late 90s, showing them on certain TV shows was contentious and often would hurt shows' ratings quite significantly.
Oh, and also, most notably, Legend of Korra, of course.
Yes, of course.
Which is a fantastic show.
Oh, love that show. It's a shame, though, because it arguably could hit its best when it was taken off the air.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm glad they kept making it online, but I think the show hit its best in third and fourth season.
I liked both of those, yeah. I watched most of the third season, but didn't finish it.
I highly, highly recommend it. I still want to watch the first Airbender with you.
Yes. Actually, didn't you buy the Blu-rays?
The first Airbender. Well, last Airbender, yes, I do have the Blu-rays.
Well, bring them back and maybe we can watch them.
They might be region coded.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we'll find it, because I really like those. Oh, interesting. Okay. Malcolm Reed's actor said he played Reed as gay.
Okay.
That
tracks.
That works because he's so kind of quiet and a bit repressed. And a bit kind of... But then there are times when he's being such a kind of dude bro with...
Overcompensating.
With what's his name? With Trip.
Yeah.
There's that one time they go down to a planet and they're just like, hey, 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 look at all the hot totty. And then they get captured or something. Or something bad happens. Region coding is annoying, yeah.
Especially once you bought the DVDs.
Who on NX01 would be gay, do you think? I mean, I always wondered about Hoshi. I thought that, you could make her bloody studios. Yeah, I agree. Because Hoshi could have. Yeah. Hoshi was never really given enough to do. I mean, there's that one weird episode where there's that kind of creepy alien that falls in love with her or something.
Yeah.
It's like, meh. They seemed like they were going to give her more interesting stuff. Like, you remember that first episode where they go out into space? Because she's not really been in space.
Yeah.
And she's, like, freaked out by the fact that there's all those horrible, they come upon a spaceship that's what's it called? It's, like, really early on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, like, the second episode or something.
They definitely implied that they were going to do more with her character.
And she's terrified of it, and she has to kind of overcome her fear and stuff. And
yeah,
that was,
but
like,
she just
good.
kind of gets over it.
Yeah. Doesn't go anywhere. It's just sort of frustrating.
It was.
I just thought I said Ho Chi Minh. Well, that's interesting. I mean, Hoshi Sato, right? That's supposed to be a Japanese name, but I believe she's a Korean actress.
Yes, well.
So...
They missed the mark on these things more than once.
Oh, well, somewhere in the Delta Flyers...
That's what I was thinking about.
Garrett Wang goes to see the producers, and he says, you know what you might consider doing? You should make, in order to sort of smooth relations with China, you should make the new character in Enterprise Chinese. And they said, well, we've already got a Chinese character. And he goes, wait, who? Harry Kim! And he's like, Harry Kim. Kim is a Korean name, guys.
That physically hurts.
It's just embarrassing. I think I'm going to swap that. There we are.
Yeah, the Delta Flyers is a great podcast, though.
Yeah. And the ship's cool. I mean, obviously, the ship is amazing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you were talking about the podcast or the ship. But they're both great. Kim. Harry.
Am I gonna die?
Kim. Same there. Kim. Oh, stupid. So much stupid.
So they've had an actor of Chinese descent playing a Korean, and then they had an actor of Korean descent playing a Japanese character. So they just got it wrong all over the place.
Oh, God. I love you, Star Trek, but, I mean, at least there's...
Do better.
Do better. I mean, just, I will say, you know my feelings on Discovery, but at least that is an element where they seem to have improved.
Nice. Steven's comment. That's like saying, we already have an English character on here, Jermaine Montfaucon. That's very good.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
how many nationalities have they got on Star Trek?
Yes,
now?
well, Picard's apparently French, so...
Yes, well, quite. Space French, where you just sound exactly like an English Shakespearean actor, yeah. You ever had a German character on Star Trek? A German crew member? I don't think so.
Not that I can think of. Nothing's immediately ringing.
There's been quite a few German actors. Quite a few Russians, obviously. I mean, they never actually said, and, you know, Alexander Siddig has, or Siddig El-Fadil, which is, he started to go as Siddig El-Fadil, and then changed to Alexander Siddig. I believe he's of maybe Iranian descent or something. I don't actually know what his, or Egyptian. I don't know what his nationality is as an actor, but
well, in theory, it's the same as his nationality, not as an actor.
Well, yeah, but he's playing a character called Bashir, and Bashir is an Indian name.
I was making a joke.
Yes, yes. So, and I think when they show his parents, they have that actor who was on, that British actor as his father, and they have another Indian actor as his mum, sort of implying that he's of Indian descent. But they never really said it very specifically, and the actor himself said, he was actually glad that they never tied it down. He was sort of Middle Eastern, but also possibly
also, we're in a ways
Pakistani or Indian or something.
we're also a ways in the future where those lines are going to get more and more blurred, shall we say?
Oh no. Oh, those are very bad.
They had a few Russians, yeah. Here was... Yeah, I mean, he's just...
He's British, yeah, and clearly he's been raised in Space England. But ethnicity-wise, they don't really go into that. Right, exactly. I mean, they don't really need to, and that's the nice thing about what they're saying about the future, is that it doesn't matter. It's just people in space, and we have aliens now, and kind of makes all of our differences as humans seem much less by comparison.
Yeah.
Now it's all about, well, trying to get on with all the aliens and not have any wars. Space Scotland, with their sex candles that seduce old women in space cottages. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Why? That's my question. Why?
That was such a silly decision.
No. That was such a mistake.
It was a filmed mistake.
Yes,
Yeah.
the word you're looking for is mistake.
I actually sat Annalise down and made her watch that at one point. I made her watch the Harlequin romance with Beverly Crusher. The thing is, it's something you need to see to understand what happened to Beverly Crusher as a character and what an insane idea it was.
In what world do I need to see that crap?
I mean, I remember the first time I watched that, I was like, what? Why?
There's no world in which I needed to see that.
Still my favourite bad episodes. I know it's absolutely garbage, but watching Crusher talk about a particularly erotic chapter in my...
Oh, sorry. Got it.
Don't leave us hanging like that.
So I was a grudge but watching Crusher, particularly watching my grandmother's journal. Makes me howl with laughter.
Oh yeah!
Oh god.
That's amazing.
Why?
Maybe the writers just thought Beverly needed to get some hot loving. I mean, Picard was too much of a cold fish. Well, if you remember, in the same season, he kind of wants to get it on with Beverly, in the one where they're connected in the brain.
Oh god.
Afterwards, they've got this a very intimate connection, Beverly.
So many things wrong with this.
What's wrong with that? They're clearly close.
Well, yes, but just the I think I'm still hung up on the grandmother's journal thing.
I think it's hilarious. It's such a mistake. It's such a silly... It was such a silly decision. That's something that began to get weird with sci-fi in general, is that they sort of didn't want to be sci-fi anymore. It's like, oh, we want to be Tales from the Crypt. We want to be...
Yes, well, they wanted to appeal to the ladies.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's clearly what they think that they were doing.
That's why
which is embarrassing. Does anybody here watch Rowan J. Coleman? He's a very, very funny YouTube guy who does lots of videos on Star Trek and all different kinds of sci-fi. he reviews all different. You know, he likes The Expanse. He does like top 10 episodes, worst episodes of Voyager, all of that. He has a very, very good series all about Babylon 5, and he's a big Babylon 5 guy, actually, so it's worth checking out. Stephen has a comment for you.
Oh god. You're a woman. Surely you love seeing sci-fi shows turned into crappy romance novel schlock. Oh yes, it's my favorite thing. Why would I want sci-fi? That's not womanly. I want romance novel schlock.
I think literally in the development notes, if you look on the Memory Alpha, it sometimes has kind of the production details of that episode. I think somebody involved with the production said, "Well, you know, we want some sci-fi story that appeals to women."
Oh, I know. That's why I said that.
Oh,
I'm not hypothesizing. They said it.
Maybe it was John. Maybe it was one of the MGTOWs who did it. That's the kind of view that they have of women. That they think, oh well, we need to do a Harlequin romance with Beverly Crusher.
Physically pains me.
Like they did that sometimes on other shows, like Stargate and Stargate Atlantis did this, where it was like, oh, this week it's going to be a kind of it's going to be more X-Files, or this week it's going to be a weird one-episode romance where there is the trope which I call all Sam's boyfriends must die, where they kill like 4 of her boyfriends one after the next. Then it's going to be like Bourne Identity kind of assassin running around Earth, having car chases and things. And they sort of try to flip the genres each week. So what you have is a kind of weird anthology show. It's more like the Outer Limits or something, you know. Everyone knows that the majority of the Doctor Who fan base are manly men. Ay, 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 ay. Not judging by the Doctor Who fans I've met. Many of them are men. Manly's not the word I would use.
I'm a manly man.
Annalise is more of a manly man than some of these people. Clearing lines is slightly it's a bit of a chore. Oh, and there's a hiding one. Don't get me. Bugger off. Right, can I get in? Do I have a... Oh, I do have a key. Good. Oh. No. Oh, jeez. Hello. Get lost. Yeah, Trek could have done a lot of that kind of stuff better. It's kind of an issue that they didn't. I mean, the thing is, I don't think they were really expecting people to go back and watch this stuff forever the way that we have.
Yeah.
I think they thought people would just kind of move on and not bother with it.
Had they met nerds?
I know, but, you know, when Next Generation was being made, nobody could imagine the media landscape we are in now, where it's all available on streaming.
Well,
It's all... DVD box sets came out just a few years afterwards,
this is true.
where you could suddenly watch... I mean, nobody thought that was likely. They only released, on DVD, they only released kind of best of episodes. They didn't... To get a whole season would be like a whole shelf of tapes, you know,
That's true.
on VHS. It was ridiculous.
True.
It wouldn't make any sense. But they did it. Remember how gigantic the first box set seasons were? So I don't think people were expecting that these shows would have much rewatch value.
No, I guess not.
Oof.
Never.
It was just kind of... They thought of it more in a more disposable way. And ironically, we're back to that now, where you just binge a show, you finish it, and then you move on to the next binge.
Yeah.
Even though you can rewatch it anytime you want.
I was gonna say, I spend much more time rewatching old shows.
Right. Well, I like being able to rewatch Star Trek anytime I want. Can I get any resources? Ooh, dark energy, that's worth having. Can always get more power cells. Oh boy, here we go. More baddies.
More baddies.
It is comfort food. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just need a hug.
Yes.
And being on the comfy Enterprise, with the nice bright lighting, just feels like a hug.
It does. Wonderful.
Oh, Spock's brain. Though in a great show called The Deuce, they are discussing the future of VHS in the early 80s. They say to be able to watch porn at home
Oh, God.
and not have to go to a porn cinema. Oh, ugh. Gross.
Let's not.
That's hilarious. Alright, next sector, here we go.
What sector is this?
There should be 3 now. I love that. Just spits me out right into a bloody iceberg. Spaceberg.
Spaceberg.
Well, I don't know.
No, I like Spaceberg. That's good.
This space lightning stuff I've got to get away from. Unless, is the whole sector just this stuff? Oh, I've got to trade with a freighter. Here we go. This looks very dangerous. They're going to pay me for 4 nanobots. How many have I got?
The freighter
Oh, yeah.
has been able
Alright.
to make its repairs thanks to your assistance, and sends thanks by way of reward.
I wonder if Scientology survived the eugenics wars in Star Trek. Oh, Scientology.
Mm.
Such a bizarre thing. It's just very odd that that became such a thing.
Yep.
Like, there's all those crazy documentaries about it.
Something for the stocks.
I don't think I want to stay here. This is bad. This is just shocking me all the time.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Sounds like you should.
Oh, I'm getting pretty tired. I think maybe we might call it here.
Okay, up to you.
I think so. But it's nice to be able to hang out with you guys, and there'll be
Yes,
more of
indeed.
this soon. Until later, guys. Have a good
This was
one.
fun.
This
Nice
was
night.
this was fun. Until soon.
Until soon.